Welcome, I'm Jason Davis, and this is going to be the first official topical video for Dad's Notes. And I thought, what better video to make than a thought for Father's Day? Before we jump into that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has picked up a copy of the book. The comments you've made has been really nice and kind. I've appreciated all of them. I've gotten to have some fun experiences through this already, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes. So it's been kind of neat. If you hadn't got a copy, you can pick one up at dadsnotesbooks.com, at amazon.com, or you can see me personally for a copy. But let's jump into today's video. Father's Day is coming. You know, I'm always thankful for my dad. Thankful to be a dad. Father's Day is just a special time. If you're like me with your dad or maybe your grandpa, you know, we have lots of father figures in our life. You've had times to where you've been somewhere and somebody will say, well, who are you? And when you tell them your name, they'll say, well, are you so-and-so's son? Or was so-and-so your grandfather? Usually what comes next is a kind comment about that person was a good man or is a good man. Sometimes it's even opened doors in my life. But it's definitely something I think we all, if we're honest, we all hope to hear one day. I know for me, I hope one day somebody can tell my boys, your daddy was a good man. You know, in the Bible, there's a story very similar to this, and it's about David and Solomon. And it's after David had passed away, and Solomon was king now, and he was trying to figure it out. And in a dream, God spoke to Solomon. And we're going to look in 1 Kings and read a verse in chapter 3, verse 14, and see what God said. God said, if you walk in my ways and keep my statutes and commands, just as your father David did, I'll give you a long life. In other words, God told Solomon, if you'll be like your daddy, it's going to be all right. You know, that's an amazing testimony. I think it's a testimony we'd all like to have one day. As I mentioned, I hope that's the case for me one day, that somebody tells my boys something like that. Now, you may be sitting there listening to this, and you may be saying, you know, you don't know what I've done. You don't know where I'm at in my life, and it's too late for me. Well, I have some hope for you today. If we go back a little further in this story of David, you're going to find a lot of great things out about David. David was king. David was a great leader. David was a great warrior. You know, the story of David and Goliath. He killed the giant. But also, you'll find that there was a period in David's life where he messed up. David did some terrible things. So you may be thinking, if he did these terrible things, how could later on in his life God say, if you'll be like him? Well, here's how. You see, David was confronted about that sin in his life. He admitted it. He was broken over it. He repented of it. He asked God to forgive him. And then he accepted the consequences. And those consequences, they were severe. Then David got back to serving the Lord. And he spent the rest of his life serving God. You see, it wasn't too late for David to get back on track with his life. And it's not too late for us as well. Thank you for watching this video. Now I just want to say that as you celebrate Father's Day, when it comes to your dad, comes to your kids, don't take that time for granted. But definitely don't take the time with your Heavenly Father for granted. Until next time, I'm Dad. Happy Father's Day. Stay safe out there.